look at the current temperatures, but also rest of the day going to look pretty nice for us, Daniel.
Yeah, definitely. Getting outside this morning, it does feel better, doesn't it, Robbie?
Yeah, I just felt a little bit better. In fact, I didn't even wear my jacket today. I was feeling that confident.
Yeah, I think it feels great out there. And I think if some people want to ditch the jacket, it's not a bad day to do so. What we're having right now is going to be one of the cooler days over the next week. And so whatever you're comfortable with wearing outside today should be just fine every other day during your work week. There's going to be 2 mornings, I think, lean a little bit cooler, and we'll talk about that in a second. But let's go ahead and go through your temperatures right now. It does seem like the airport is the warmest spot at about 49. Just about everyone else is going to be in the mid 40s out there. Nogales 45 for you. You have a handful of spots in the 30s. It's mainly areas like Safford, Wilcox, Pierce. Now what they have going on there is, of course, their elevation playing a huge part in their temperature dropping, along with the air being just a tad bit drier for them too. Now for today's highs, still lower 70s. So yesterday we got up as high as 74 degrees across some areas around Tucson. And I think once again we're going to be over that 70-degree mark, but there's going to be one thing holding us back for this afternoon, and that's going to be the amount of clouds that move in and how early they get here. I do think a lot of the day is going to be mostly cloudy, and if that happens as early as, say, 9 a.m., I don't think it's going to stop us from reaching the 70s, but it could stop us from reaching, say, 73 or 74. Areas already dealing with some cloudy conditions, though, are going to be closer towards Tombstone, Bisbee, Wilcox, Sierra Vista. That's why they're going to be stopping in the 60s. And at the same time, they're also going to be dealing with some stronger winds. So because it's going to be windy out there, it's going to really prevent their temperature from changing all too much. So an area like Bisbee, which could easily see a wind gust of 30 miles per hour for this afternoon, is seeing a low of 54 right now, but they could be stopping around 64 for a high temperature when you take into account the clouds and the wind that are going to be moving through. So the reason why the higher elevations are going to be having the stronger winds has everything to do with high pressure and low pressure being close together. It's not really strong enough, though, to impact lower elevations like, say, Tucson, Ajo, or Sells. So I do think an occasional breeze around 10 to 15 is going to be possible. For the most part, what you have going on here is just going to be higher elevations with lots of clouds. And of course, obviously, you're going to be looking at that wind too. So as far as any rain with this system, its chance isn't 0. We could see some starting as early as, say, midnight, lasting around 3 to 4 a.m. I'd go ahead and put the chance of rain, though, very low for overnight tonight. So it could start around midnight, last until 6 or 7 a.m. tomorrow, and only about a 10% chance of rain that falls. So what you're likely going to be having is going to be rain not reaching the ground for most of the area, but that doesn't mean you're going to be completely escaping from, say, drizzle or anything like that. But you should be all cleared up by about Tuesday afternoon, and plenty of sunshine after that, and you're looking at 73, 74. Coldest day should be Thursday at about 69, so we'll talk more about that day in just a few minutes too. All right, let's go ahead and look at traffic before we